My memory cards are full up at the moment. My battery's low on my camera. I wanted to make a video. So yeah, this actually this gives me a chance to speak my thoughts out loud. I just was going for a coffee, doing some writing and reflecting on what I teach people, my business, my teaching, my mental health recovery, and the continued message that I want to share. There's a lot to get out. There's a lot to talk about. So for me, I had a mental health breakdown in 2017. Now, for those of you that don't know me, that's fine. I can explain more how I want to help you. Of course, if you want to help. So prior to 2017, I was successful. If you want to call it successful, I had a successful business. I was a coach. I had a girlfriend that I really loved, that I was happy with. We lived together, and things were going great. I was doing public talks, etc., for several years, but then things got really bad with my mental health. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't expect it. I started to suffer with really bad mental health problems. I always struggled with anxiety growing up, and that was the first part of my journey, was overcoming that and then teaching other people. But this was a lot worse, and then I had a mental health breakdown, and I had to go into hospital. I had to go into a mental health hospital, the Gordon Hospital, for about 6 weeks. I had to go on medication, and I thought my life was over. I've been writing about it. I was really frightened. It was the most frightening experience that I've ever had in my life. I was terrified. I was lonely, and I didn't really know what was happening to me, because I wasn't fully mentally well. Of course, part of me was conscious. I realised that I was in a mental hospital, and I didn't want to be in there. I was terrified. I thought they weren't going to let me out. I thought they were going to section me for life, and that really frightened me. So I tried to get out on the first day. I tried to run out and escape, and I couldn't. All the security came. To be fair, the security were lovely. So in 2017, when that was going on, I didn't know that I was going to be, teaching what I'm teaching now, and living a disciplined life, because prior to that, I was disciplined in some areas, but most areas I lacked discipline. Like, I couldn't get up early. I couldn't break my addictions to junk food, eating unhealthy. I couldn't break my addictions to things like people pleasing, overspending money, not managing money, not taking certain responsibilities in other areas of life outside of teaching and business and YouTube and public speaking. So there was lots of issues from my childhood that I hadn't addressed. A lot of negative relationships that I had in my life at the time. A lot of fake people that just wanted to be around me because I was successful in their point of view, and somewhat famous. I also had a lot of good people around me as well. So the mental health breakdown made me realize how undisciplined I was in my life, and it inspired me to change my life in every way, to change my teaching, to change my business, to change my relationships, to change myself, to change my diet, my eating habits, cleaning my apartment, my whole attitude around myself, life, and also to change the way that I treated people, because a lot of people, which is nice, said that I always treated them well, but I always felt like I wanted to treat people better. I knew that I could. That was really important to me. That was probably more important than achieving any sort of success, because I already did that, and it didn't make me happy long term. It didn't give me fulfillment. It gave me short term happiness. There's no doubt about that, and I appreciate that. So the mental health breakdown in 2017 has been an ongoing revelation. So it's not like, I think some people might assume that if you have a mental health breakdown and then you recover, that's it, it's all done and dusted. And that's not been the case for me. I'm still learning today. Every single day, I'm processing what happened to me, and I'm really grateful for what's come from that. So that's why my teachings changed. For a lot of you are wondering, over, I don't know how many, several years now. And I'm really pleased that it changed, because I wasn't enjoying it before at the end. I didn't enjoy it anymore. I didn't believe in it. And now I love what I'm doing, which is teaching people how to change their lives, how to be positive, how to live a disciplined life, and the daily discipline routine was invented and born out of my mental health breakdown. Because when I was going through the mental health breakdown in 2017, I'm trying to explain to people, you've got to remember, I was in hospital for 6 weeks in that period, and during that 6 weeks, I was going through a lot. I was learning a lot. And as I said, if it wasn't for my faith, I couldn't have got through it. I wasn't strong enough. It was the mental illness was too aggressive. So, and I didn't trust anyone when I was in hospital. I didn't trust my family. I was vulnerable. Anybody other than, I only really trusted my nan. And obviously my nan's passed away. And I always trusted God. So I found my faith again. I was always a Christian. I believed in Jesus from when I was young. But I kind of forgot about it as I got older and got a bit more selfish and distracted and immature and stuff. So out of desperation, because I just felt hopeless, I had no one to turn to. I didn't really have any real friends, and a lot of people didn't know I was going through it. So I didn't really have anyone to turn to on the first day in hospital. I was petrified. So I went to the front reception and I asked them, do you have a copy of the Bible, please? And I was so scared that they were going to say no. Because I was thinking, if they say no, like, I don't know what I'm going to do in here. I'm hopeless. I'm so frightened. I'm lonely. I felt all those things, abandonment, constant anxiety, intrusive thoughts, fears. I thought I was going to die. I thought something majorly bad was going to happen to me. I was being tortured by intrusive thoughts. So the guy at reception was lovely in hospital. When he gave me a copy of the Bible, I didn't quite know what I was looking to read, but I was trying to find some verse, some chapter on how to take the fear away, how to get the anxiety away, how to feel safe again. I started to read chapters, and it helped me straight away. I started to feel better. Obviously, it took time. I started to pray, and I always prayed when I was younger, when things were challenging me, and I started to feel. I didn't get better overnight, but I felt stronger, and then I accepted help. Through praying gave me the courage to start to trust the doctors and the people. So I decided no one forced me to go on the medication, because I didn't trust medication. I didn't want to go on it, and I didn't want them forcing me. And thank God they didn't force me. They were really good like that in hospital. And then I decided, after praying and reading the Christian Bible, that I need to take the medication, because I can't cope with the mental health problems and the anxiety on my own. It's too much to deal with, too much intrusive thoughts and panic attacks. So I took the medication. It really helped me. It helped me to calm down and stop thinking. I continued praying whenever I wanted to. That made me feel really good. I found it fascinating and interesting reading parts of the Bible. Then I started to get help. I spoke to the doctors. I spoke to a psychologist. Then they sent me I think it was about a week in, they sent me the most amazing human being, a support worker. I won't say his name out of respect. I don't think he would mind, but he came, and he was just a gentleman. He was a Ghanaian man, Christian as well, family man. And he started to talk to me and help me and say to me, don't worry, like, we're going to help you when you get out of hospital. Like, I'm going to help you to get on benefits, because I didn't have any money and I couldn't work. We're going to help you to get an accommodation, like a temporary accommodation, because I was homeless as well. I didn't have a place to stay. So he helped me with that, and early intervention, he continued to help me when I come out of hospital. So the whole experience, it wasn't just in hospital, which it was after, because when I come out of hospital, I couldn't work. I was unwell still. So this continued, and I wasn't disciplined all throughout this time. I put on a lot of weight because of the medication, because I couldn't work. I was still depressed. I felt a lot better coming out of hospital, but I was still depressed and I was too frail. I couldn't be around people. I couldn't talk to people too much. Only my family a little bit, my support worker, and a select few friends. But most people I couldn't be around. I was too mentally fragile. So when I was in hospital, a couple of weeks in, I started to feel better, and that's when I made a commitment that I'm going to make a full recovery, and when I do, I'm going to promise to share my story. Because when I was praying, I just said, look, God, if you can get me through this, I promise that I want to become a better person and make changes and share my story. And that's what I've promised, and that's what I have continued to do. So the way that I knew from praying and my own determination, the way that I was going to overcome this mental health breakdown which for me, overcoming it meant getting off the medication, eventually coming off benefits, getting back to work, paying my own taxes, paying rent, and getting in the best place I've ever been, and losing weight and getting back to good mental health again. So I was going to do that through boxing training, through continuing to pray, with my faith, getting help anytime I need it and not feeling ashamed or embarrassed or prideful. Anytime I needed like help from therapy or my support workers or a friend or a family member, I made a full commitment. So that's what I started to do. Not straight away, because I put on a lot of weight. So from about 2019, a really good friend of mine, we became close friends, and I'm really sad to say that he passed away. I'm going to talk about that at some point. But anyway, I did his course on personal training. I did his paid program, and it changed my life. I started to do weights, and he helped me to change my diet. Then I went to my amateur boxing gym. I went back to Fitzroy Lodge. I spoke to the trainer Mark there, told him what I'd been through. Could I train? He was lovely to me, let me train. I said, I've come from a mental health breakdown. I'm still going through depression. I want to lose weight. He said, sure, join the gym. I trained at Fitzroy Lodge for about 6-7 months, lost quite a lot of weight, started feeling good again. So did the weight training with Nick, did the training at Fitzroy Lodge, and then I decided I want to join a gym. Obviously COVID came, and when COVID came, it broke the momentum, but I continued to do push-ups at home, work out, and then when COVID passed, lockdown passed, the gym's open, I got back in the gym. So it's been a 6-year process for me, building my discipline and sharing my story and making these changes that I've made. They didn't happen overnight. So it's not like I had the mental health breakdown in 2017, then I just changed everything, changed my teaching, my business, my life. No, it's been an ongoing process. It's been 6 years and it's still happening now. I'm still going through changes, and I think a lot of people might assume that just because I've overcome a mental health breakdown, that all of a sudden I don't have any anxieties, and that's not the truth. I deal with anxiety every day, just like every other, mentally well person or people that are going through mental health issues. We've all got anxiety. That's what I've realized. There's no one that's living that doesn't have anxiety, but the difference is some people have got healthy amounts of anxiety to the point where it's not ruining their life and they're a positive person, they're happy. And other people have got unhealthy amounts, and I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I've been someone that had a great life, conquered his anxieties, had a healthy amount, then I had a mental health breakdown, had awful anxiety, and now I've overcome it, and I've got normal amounts of anxiety, and every single day I face my anxieties. I run my business, I pay my taxes, I pay my rent, and I live a blessed life despite it being challenging. And that's the difference. I choose to live a life of daily discipline, and I'm up early. Before I couldn't even speak at 9 a.m. in the morning. I got up at 6 in the morning. These are the changes that I've made that came from having the mental health breakdown, faith, and realizing that things needed to change in my life, and my teaching had to change. So I feel blessed. So that's another part of it. There's a lot to get out. So, because I'd had a lot of experience boxing years ago, I boxed as an amateur in my 20s. I did bodybuilding in my 20s, and I did a lot. I love training like from all my heart. I love exercising. I grew up watching Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was one of my heroes, the Rocky movies. I trained in my 20s. I was in good shape. So I already had experience from training. I already had success. I was already in shape. So when I was in hospital, I knew that would work for recovery. I just knew it. And then, funny enough, Tyson Fury, hold on, getting out of breath. Tyson Fury was going through his mental health challenges at the same time as me. I broke down mentally at 2015, so did Tyson Fury. And then obviously it got bad, so bad I had to go in the hospital at 2017. So when Tyson Fury was making his comeback, to fight Deontay Wilder in the first fight, I was also making my comeback. Tyson Fury is one of my inspirations. I love Tyson Fury. I've followed him anyway since right from the start of his career. So coincidentally, there was a lot of people that inspired me. Famous people, non-famous people, my faith, myself, my old memories, the boxing gym, Fitzroy Lodge, some of my mentors, Les Brown, Mick Carney from Fitzroy Lodge, etc. So I put all the pieces together, I put all of the good parts of my life and incorporated them in my recovery, and I started to reject all of the negatives. I started to, one of the things that I've done recently, I never had a problem with it, but I gave up drinking alcohol. I just didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't enjoy it anymore. And that's not judging anybody that drinks, but it's not something that I want to do. So I feel happier about it. And I've gradually gave up fizzy drinks. That's why I drink water or tea. So my diet has changed, and before my diet was appalling. Even when I was successful in my old life, I ate a terrible diet. So I've changed my diet, and that's what I'm teaching in my business, in my programs. I'm helping people to change their diet, to change their whole life, and to work on these important areas like fitness, like health, like nutrition, like communication, all these different habits. I'm teaching on all my programs, and I'm living myself. So all these things come from the mental health breakdown. So my story is testament that there's hope for anyone. Now, you don't have to have had a mental health breakdown to learn from me. This speaks to anybody, someone that's going through a drug addiction, someone that's going from, come from an abusive relationships growing up. I've been through that. Someone that is depressed, down. This is a message for everybody. Everybody relates to struggling. Everybody has anxieties. So it doesn't have to be someone that has solely gone through what I went through, a mental health breakdown or been in a mental hospital. But these are the lessons that I've learned in life that you can apply in anything. And that's what I learned about hospital, that you don't have to be stuck in a job that you don't want to be in. Or if you were teaching something in your business for 5 years and you don't want to do it no more, you don't have to teach it no more. You can change. You don't have to be in negative relationships. If you're not happy anymore, you can leave them. You can build new ones. Change is possible. I've done it and I'm doing it. And discipline teaches you that. Just because people say, if, let's say, for example, you were a fireman for 20 years, but you don't want to do that no more. You want to be a boxer, or you want to go out and write books or inspire people. But everyone's saying, yeah, but you've always been a fireman. You don't have to listen to them. You can change. You can quit being a fireman and you can go out and pursue your goals and dreams. So a lot of times people feel like they can't change because they've been stuck in a life or in a business or a relationship for 20 years and everybody knows them that way. But you can change. I've done it. So I'm doing it every day. So the mental health breakdown taught me that I can change anytime I want. No one can stop me changing. They can have their opinion, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't stop me from changing if I want to be positive. So it's been an ongoing change, and that's why I've loved it. It hasn't been easy, but I have to say this is the happiest that I've ever been throughout these last 6 years. And I said before, I was in a mental hospital for 6 weeks. The first day was the worst, and the second, but probably the third week in hospital, I was more happier when I was in a mental hospital with no money, on medication. I had no friends. I didn't have many friends, a couple, which I'm really grateful for, but I was more happy than when I had a lot of money and I had success and some fame, because I wasn't happy then. I got to a point where it wasn't making me happy. So the experience made me realize that money doesn't make you happy. Having a lot of followers or fame or a lot of material things, if you don't have peace in yourself, if you're not treating people how you really want to treat them, and you're not being treated well yourself, then you're not going to be happy. And if you're not being truthful about who you are and how you want to live your life, then eventually you're going to be unhappy. So this is the lessons that I've learned have just been incredible. I never thought I was going to learn these things, and of course you don't know it until you go through it. So we never know where our life's going to go. That's why we all have fears, because life is uncertain. But at the same time, miracles can happen if you believe in yourself, if you do the best you can to treat people well, if you've got faith, and if you work hard and you discipline yourself and you wake up early, you eat healthy, you hang around with positive people, you be positive, you go to the gym, you give it your best in your job or your business or whatever the case may be. My message is also for people, because I've been there, who they don't have any money. They're down, they don't have a job. You can come back. I did it. I've done it twice in my life. I've been there. But one thing I've learned is you've got to take responsibility, because I can't change any of you. I can't change people alone, but I can help them and share my story and mentor them if they've got the right attitude and support them to change themselves. And that's what happened to me. No one could change me. I think the only person that could change me was God, was Jesus. But everyone played their part in giving me the support that I needed, that helped me to make that change possible. Does that make sense? So yeah, on some levels, of course, you can say, well, people have said, which I appreciate, Jonathan, you've changed my life, and that's, if I've done that, that means a lot to me. And Les Brown changed my life, but I didn't fully change your life. You changed your life. I inspired you, or you've watched my videos, or you've applied some of my teachings, or you've took some of my values, or from whatever it may be, my story, and you've applied it. So that's what I realized from the experience, that I had to put these things into practice, and I have to continue. And I also want to say to people as well that although my life's the best it's ever been, it's really challenging for me as well, because I still got to live with anxieties daily. So no one's life is easy. I think people think that just because you recover and you're successful and you're earning money and you're helping people and you're getting up early and you're eating healthy and you're giving thanks, we all have challenges in life. Obviously, some people have got way more challenges. So these are things that I wanted to speak on and explain. But yeah, that's why I'm putting out a lot of the boxing videos lately, to share my story, to share my passion. I love training, and to continue to share the story of 2017, and also to share my whole life story, which obviously it's a long time, and to share that when that's relevant. So these are things that I really want to speak on. I'm grateful that I can speak on them. So yeah, at the moment, I want to go on more podcast shows, because that's one of the ways, well, that's an avenue that I can share my story. I want to share it with more people. I'm really grateful, because there's a lot of people that obviously they don't know me, they don't know my story, and I want to help them, inspire them, and connect with them. So I want to go on more podcast shows, and that's another reason why I'm really working on myself. I'm working on my discipline. I'm putting a lot of stuff on social media. I want to raise more awareness on mental health for men and women, for both, because both suffer with it, and I know predominantly it seems to be men suffer with it more, and they do. And I lost a friend to suicide, lost quite a lot of friends in my life, and when I was in hospital, there were men and women struggling with mental health, so it affects both. So I've been going on a few shows, which I'm pleased. I'm going to go on more, so I'm continuing to work on that. So I have a lot of work to done. I have a lot of work to do, sorry. So it's like I said, the journey's just began, and I knew that, and I was prepared for that. I knew that recovery didn't mean the end. It means the beginning of a better life, which I'm grateful for. So I'm kind of sharing the 6-year period of my life from 2017 all the way up until the present day today, 2024, and nothing's promised. Tomorrow's not promised for any of us, but hopefully long may it last for all of us, and I'm going to continue to live the best life I can and help other people. And I will be doing at some point, potentially February, March, a big, hiring out a hotel and doing a big event on how people can change their lives, especially people that have got anxiety or both, and how they can do that through all the things that I'm teaching, sharing, and practicing in my own life. I like to show, I like to demonstrate and show that I'm living it, so it inspires other people to do the same. I really want a chance as well on all platforms. I don't care if someone's got one follower, as long as they're a good person and I like them and they've got a good message. I'll come on their show, or they've got loads. I want to also give thanks to everyone that helped me. There's a big list of people. Some of them are famous, some of them are non-famous. They're friends, they're mentors, they're people that are in my life, like my nan, or people that are no longer, they're no longer living, but they're still living in my heart. So there's a lot of people that I want to thank. And I want to talk about the stories and the relationships that I had with them, because I know a lot of people will find it interesting, as I do. I love stories. I love getting inspired from anybody, any person that's, overcome challenges and become a better person and help people. I love that. It's all about hope, stories, inspiration. These are the things that help us to get through difficult times in our life and to be a better person and to give back. Giving back, that's the most important thing I learned from my mental health breakdown, aside of obviously fixing yourself, and giving is the best gift in life. Being kind to people, sharing obviously giving with boundaries, because that's a big distinction that I'm trying to explain, that people And I struggled with that too, and sometimes I still do, where, you know, how much do we give to the point where we're not getting abused, where we're not getting our mental health affected, or people are not bullying us, and I can explain that, and that's through discipline, that's common sense, that's experience. You know, there is a time to give to people, there's a time to say no, there's a time to say I'm not going to let you abuse me. So balance is key in everything in life. So running and boxing and weight training and getting up early and eating healthy and cleaning your apartment and having good manners and being thankful and being a positive person. And, you know, obviously no one is perfect, no one's expected to be, but that's not an excuse to not be your best. And, you know, working on being a better person, getting mentors and living the best life possible. All these things are possible. So I think that's about all I wanted to speak on today. I've got a client today that I'm mentoring. I'm going to go for a run today. You can continue to follow my story, my journey, my teaching, my mentorship, all of it on all the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, etc. And I appreciate all of you that supported me, and I also appreciate everybody that's criticized me, and, you know, from the past, and continue, because without the critics, I wouldn't be living the life that I'm living. I wouldn't have all the blessed things in it. You know, criticism, of course, it's not nice at the start. It really hurts people, but I've learned how to not let it hurt you and use the criticism to become a better person, and not to be nasty and hateful and resentful, and to live with more kindness, more peace, more strength, but to stand up to bullying too, to not be frightened of it. And martial arts and boxing and faith and gratitude, they teach you how to not be scared of bullies or someone that's abusing you, or someone who has abused you in the past and it's still affecting you psychologically. You can rise above all this and heal through daily discipline. And these are all the things that I learned from a mental health hospital, and from going through a really bad time, which ended up being the best years of my life actually, until this present day, which is, like I said, I couldn't wake up early and be in a good mood before 2017, because I didn't have the character. I wasn't aware, I didn't know how to do it. And now I can, because of the mental health, the experience and what it taught me, and going through, you know, not having money and being on medication, and then coming off medication and paying taxes and earning money again, and being grateful to have my own apartment. So I want to share this. I just want to keep sharing. I enjoy sharing. It's the thing that makes me happy, and doing what I love, which is teaching, speaking, and you know, living a good life, enjoying the simple life, having the coffee, tea, you know, going to work, spending time with good people, enjoying time on my own, and that's it. So that's my story for today. It's going to be continued. There's a lot more to do. I hope all of you have a good day. I hope you get a lot out of this. And you can start practicing daily discipline from today, just by simply saying thank you when you wake up in the morning, making your bed. You can start off, like I said, by, if you want to start eating healthy, you don't have to judge yourself or cut out all the unhealthy food, because it's probably not going to be possible right now. Just eat an apple every day. Start drinking water. Drink green tea. I've got a mint tea here, which is healthy, and just build up one step at a time. Go to the gym, do a 30-minute workout, and you build on it. Nothing is permanent in life, in that people feel like they've got to change straight away. Change takes time. It's taken me 6 years to be where I am right now today. It's going to take me another couple more years to get to the next thing. One day at a time. If you can find something that you enjoy in each and every day, then you're going to be enjoying your life. I learned that in a mental hospital. I didn't have anything at first, which I thought, I didn't realize I did. I found gratitude in everyday living. So I was like, okay, today I'm grateful. I'm in a mental hospital. I'm grateful for the fact that the medication is going to make me sleep. Or I can talk to I made a friend in hospital, or I feel a bit more peaceful today, or I'm going to enjoy reading a bit of the Bible, or I can go out for a walk, because they did let me out in hospital. I could go out for a few hours, which was amazing. I wasn't on what you call a full section where you can't go out and you're locked up, but I had to come back at a certain time. So I'd go out for a few hours, get a tea, walk around Victoria. You know, I could go, and I love doing that. That would give me some freedom. Then I'd come back to hospital, have dinner, pray, sit, relax, and then go to sleep. So I started to enjoy the routine. So the routine of being in a hospital taught me how to have a routine, in anything in life. So discipline is about a routine, about doing it daily. It becomes a habit. You practice it. At first it's hard. At first it doesn't feel natural. At first you're scared to do it. You don't believe you can do it. You don't want to do it. But as you get used to it and you start to enjoy it and you see progress, it becomes part of your personality. You don't have to think, oh, I'm going to get up early tomorrow, or I'm going to eat healthy, or oh, I don't really want to do it, I'm going to go do it. You just start doing it and you love it and you enjoy it. That's what I'm teaching, all these things and sharing. So that will be it today. And yeah, got more videos coming. Hope all of you have a good day. Good luck with your discipline. I'll speak to you soon. Have a good one.